Okay, good evening, everybody. Good evening. How are you doing? Is it good morning, good evening, wherever you're connecting from? It's good to have you on the call tonight. I'm super excited to be on the call tonight. Welcome to another edition, the episode 2 of the Tailor webinar series. Somebody say we can't hear you. Please confirm if you can hear me. Confirm if you can hear me. My Facebook people, confirm if you can hear me. Somebody say, is it just me? No volumes. Audio is muted. Okay. Let me just hold on. Let me see what's wrong. I just want one person to confirm that they can hear me. Then we are good to go. Okay, so I think the audio is back now. Okay, good evening, everybody. Super excited to be on the call tonight. My name is Andrew Ube. I'm the founder of SoPro. And this meeting is brought to you courtesy of SoPro, right? The Tailor webinar series. Last week, we had such an amazing session with Andrew Coho. It was phenomenal. The testimonies just keep coming in, and we just can't get enough of it. So tonight promises to be even bigger and better, right? So what you want to do is tell us in the comments where you're connecting from. Our guest tonight is super pumped up and super ready to give you value for your time. So tell us where you're connecting from. And my TikTok family, if you're just joining, let me know where you're connecting from. Let me know where you're connecting from, okay? So drop in the comments where you're connecting from. Let's know where you're connecting from. Yeah, how was last week? How was last week? How was last week for you? And what are you implementing? So we have Hope Raji connecting from Kaduna, Opola connecting from Ibadan. We have Samuel connecting from Ibadan, also Adeoye from Ado-Ekiti, Mbre Jr. from Aba. Good to have you on the call tonight. So what you want to do is share this live. Let's get more people on the call. Share this live. Let more people see it. Right? You know that tonight is going to be phenomenal. If last week was anything good, trust me, tonight is going to be even better. Right? Yes, Julius said it was mindset shifting. I believe you meant mind shifting. Christabel connecting from Port Harcourt. Chukuka connecting from Yenogwa. Nina connecting from Lagos. You all are welcome to the call tonight. And I have on my TikTok family, I have Njeme connecting from Gambia. Good to have you on the call tonight. Good to have you on the call tonight. Yeah, last week was amazing. Now, this is a build up towards the launch of our app, the Africa's #1 Tailor's virtual assistant, right? As we approach the launch of our app, we're going to keep doing these sessions. Why we're doing this is to help position you to become a very profitable brand, okay? And last week was the testimony and the testimonials from last week showed that what we're doing is actually incredible, and we want to just keep doing it to see how we can help more people out there build a profitable fashion business. So it's good to have every one of you. I want to assure you that our launch is fast approaching. In fact, it's closer than many of you expect. I know many of you cannot wait for the launch, right? We've been getting all your messages, and I try to respond to as many as I can, right? But the launch is sooner than you expect. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're good. I think we're good. We're 7 minutes after 8 right now. So it's good to have every one of you on the call tonight. So I want to share 3 things quickly for you to maximize these sessions. 3 things you need to do, because the essence of doing these sessions is not just to come teach or to show that we can actually teach or to show that we actually have some level of knowledge. The essence is to see that it impacts your growth, impacts your business. Okay, like I said last week, there's a huge difference between um, knowing how to sew and knowing the tailoring business, understanding the tailoring business. There's a huge difference between having the skill and understanding the business. Now, you can have the skill and be very good at what you do, but if you fail to understand the business, right, you won't achieve much in this industry. And not just in this industry, in any industry, right? Success is powered by knowledge. It's powered by knowledge, right? And not just anyhow knowledge, the right knowledge. And in this digital age, it is so easy to, I don't want to use the word easy, but it's a lot easier to build a brand, build and scale a brand than it was in the past, right? Because we have several digital tools to our advantage right now. So there are three basic things I want to share with you quickly before our guest comes up on how you can maximize these sessions, right? Three things you need to do. Number one is all through the Tailor webinar series, the things you'll be hearing, right? You need to tailor it to meet your specific need, your specific growth need. So number one is you need to understand the stage you are in presently in your growth stage, in your growing level, right? In your business, you need to understand the level you are at. So what someone who is a starter needs to start implementing is different from what someone who is already testing their product in the market. And it's also different from someone who wants to scale their business. So you need to understand the growth phase you are in to be able to implement whatever we're teaching, right? Whatever you're learning, you need to understand the growth stage. Are you a starter in the industry? Are you someone who has been in the industry for some time and you are probably testing um, different products to see which one suits the market? Or are you someone who has already implemented and now you want to scale your business? You need to figure out what stage you are in so that you can customize the things that you learn to suit your need. Because what a starter would need to start implementing is different from what someone who is in the intermediate level in their business. Okay, and it's also different from someone who wants to scale. So whatever you learn, you need to figure out the stage you are in and how to implement it. How to implement it. I know that we have um, a varying audience in our community. We have people who are starters just getting started in industry. We have people who are OGs, right? So, but whatever we share can be implemented right away in your business. So number one, you want to figure out the stage you are in presently in your fashion business. And number two, you want to customize the things you're learning to your growth stage and start taking action immediately. You see, the goal of learning is action. The goal of learning is action. So if you learn and don't take action, all you have is info. In fact, the word information is a compound word, info and mission, right? So without action, all you've got is info. So when you start taking action, it is the actions that you take that produces the results that you will get. So what you learn, beyond saying it was a great session, I love the class, I learned a lot, the question is, what are you going to implement after the session? That is why it is of utmost importance that when you attend these sessions, you come with a notepad. Tonight, see, I have a notepad with me, right? You know, Andrew Cole shared something the last time, and he said one of the hallmark of a true leader, of a true business leader, is learning. That you should always be open to learning. So you need to figure out how you can begin to implement what you learn, not just accumulating head knowledge, right? Implement it in your business. For some people, they know a whole lot. They've been in the industry, they are OGs, but they are not taking action. They are not taking action. And if you're not taking action, you're not going to create the results that you want. You must begin to take action. You must begin to take action. So the things you learn, figure out how you can customize it in your niche, on your growth level, and begin to take action immediately. And the third thing is that you need to now adapt, adjust, or reinvent, because some of the things you are going to learn are things that are contrary to the things you're already doing or the things you already know. Last week's session was highly disruptive. Many of the things Anuko shared were disruptive in nature. So for some of you, you will need to go back to what you used to do, what you used to know and change. And change. Many of you will need to change. Change is one difficult thing in life. Some of you will need to change your brand name, right? Some of you need to change your brand name. Some of you will need to change your niche. Probably you are in a niche that is not as profitable as you want. Don't worry, our guest tonight will handle all this, all your branding questions. And feel free to drop your questions in the comments, okay? So you need to adapt, adjust, and reinvent yourself where necessary. Where necessary. There's something in learning called the teachability index. The teachability index. Somebody can write it in the comments. Now, the teachability index comprises of two components. Number one is what is called the willingness to learn. Now, I want to say that for many of you who are on this call tonight, you have actually passed that test. That's for those of you who are not distracted in this session. You have actually passed that test, meaning you have the willingness to learn. You've noticed a gap in your knowledge and you want to begin to scale your business, right? So you've come to learn. In fact, a lot of people said last week that what we are sharing is for free. It's supposed to be paid for. And I actually agree. That what we're sharing here is actually supposed to be paid for, but we are giving it out for free, right? Our guests are actually from I know a lot of average people might not be able to afford them. If you want to pay for their coaching or any of their programs, you may not be able to afford them naturally, but they are here giving out, in quotes, free knowledge. So for you being here, it means you already passed the test of the willingness to learn. Now, but beyond the willingness to learn, on the other side of the teachability index is what is called the willingness to apply change. So I'll give you an example. If your willingness to learn is 100%, right, and your willingness to apply change is 0%, 100 times 0 will produce 0. So you are learning, but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. You are ever learning, but never coming to the knowledge of the truth. You are ever learning, but never making progress. How many of you have met people like that? The guy seems to know so much, but his life doesn't reflect what he knows. And that's because he scores high on the willingness to learn, but scores very low on the willingness to apply change. For many people, they don't want the change. So they say this is how we've been doing business all along. The way we do business in this digital age is far different from how we used to do business. Some of you are waiting for one fund, for one money somewhere, so that you can go rent a bigger shop, do this, do all that. This time and age, you don't necessarily need all that to start. You may need them as you go, but you don't necessarily need all that to start. So as you learn today, as you score high on your willingness to learn, you need to also score high on your willingness to apply change, because many of the things you'll be hearing might be disruptive. They may not be things you are used to. They may be things that will take you out of your comfort zone, and you must be willing to get out of your comfort zone if you want to create the life that you want, okay? Our goal is to see that you create the life that you want as a fashion designer. So without further ado, I would like to quickly introduce our guest for tonight. Our guest is super pumped up and super ready. Our guest tonight is a brand strategist. He's worked with some of the fastest growing brands in Africa across different industries, helping them, right, tell their brand story. He's worked with with companies in the real estate sector, worked with companies in media, entertainment, and even fashion. And tonight we have the rare privilege tonight to have him on the call. We have the rare privilege tonight to have him on the call to share from his wealth of knowledge. So what I want to advise you to do right away is to put away every distraction. Put away every distraction. Put away every distraction. I'm going to bring up our guest shortly. Just hold on. I'm going to bring up our guest shortly. So our guest. Okay, so if you are ready for our guest tonight, just go to the comment and type, I'm ready, I'm ready. Go to the comments, type, I'm ready. Let me see. Go to the comment, type, I'm ready. Go to the comment, type, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let me see if I can just read a little portion of his profile, right? a little portion of his profile. So now Joseph Etim is a corporate brand and media communication expert that specializes in providing brand and communication strategies to startups and businesses looking to scale their growth and drive innovation. He's the founder of Young People Connect Africa, YPC, and YPC is a dynamic and a fast-growing community, right? I've attended several YPC sessions, and I'm always blown away by the excellence at which he delivers his meetings, right? Joseph is an alumnus of the Young African Leaders Initiative yearly program at the Regional Leadership Center in Accra. Joseph has made a significant impact by creating opportunities and providing education to over 10,000 young Africans through YPC Africa. He empowers youth with technical skills essential for career success and sustainable growth. Joseph's influence extends beyond YPC Africa. He is the organizer of the renowned Connect Conference, right? I just talked about Connect Conference, which attracts over 2,500 young people across Nigeria and across the globe virtually. Now, Joseph his exceptional achievements have earned him recognition and awards from youth communities and international organizations alike. He's passionate about educating young Africans, right? So go to the comment, type "I am ready." Joseph is committed to supporting the underprivileged and raising funds to expand educational opportunities for youth across Africa. Ladies and gentlemen, if we were in a physical class, I would have asked you to stand up and put those hands together. But unfortunately, we're in a virtual class. So let me see your excitement in the comments. Drop your favorite emoji as I bring up our guest for tonight in the person of Mr. Joseph Etim. So good.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. So sorry guys, I can't see your comments and I'm pretty sure that it's really hot down there. Andrew, thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much for having me. It's going to be a good time. And I'm really sure that we are really excited. I'm sure we are really excited.
Yeah, let me see if let me bring some of the comments.
Okay.
So good evening, Joe. It's good to have you on the call tonight. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I'm sure you can hear me clearly.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Like I'm just super pumped and I'm really excited about today's conversation. So excited. You know, the theme and the focus for this webinar is just something that I'm very keen and interested in. And for everybody that is here, my promise is you're going to be learning and taking home some actionable steps that will change your game. So whatever we're doing here tonight is just about to change your game. And I love how you put it, how to turn your small workshops into a brand that sells like crazy. So for everybody that wants to make money, and I'm pretty sure that why we're here is not just to build our brands, is to build a brand that can help us make money. I don't know if Andrew is freezed. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that the reason why we're here is not just to build our brands, but to build brands that can help us to make money and sell like crazy. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited to be here. And I look forward to a beautiful session. So Andrew, thank you so much for
Yeah,
having
sorry
me.
about
Thank
that.
you so much.
All right.
Good.
The light to be restored.
That's fine. That's fine.
So I think we should just get straight into the session tonight. Joe, you've actually built a brand for yourself and you've actually worked with several brands.
Yeah.
For us to just help us get started on this tonight, on the conversation tonight, I would like to ask, what were the earlier in for yourself that you would take Tailor not to make? Like some of the brand mistakes probably you made while building your brand.
Yeah. First of all, thank you so much for the question. First of all, but I would like to help us to see what we're doing as a business, right? Because a lot of people, because when you limit yourself to the idea of just a tailor, it will affect or limit the kind of strategies that you can apply for your business, right? So for me, when I started, I think one of the early mistakes I made was not understanding platforms, right? Initially, there's so many platforms, Facebook and the likes. I was reluctant, Andrew. I was reluctant to join Instagram for a very, very long time. And I think that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make when they start their businesses. So for me, when I started, I was very reluctant. I was thinking that Instagram is just for a certain class of people, is for some people, and I didn't really jump in when I should, right? Because if you discover right now, a lot of people that are running businesses, they just think that I'm just okay with Facebook, I'm just okay with this platform, I'm just okay with this platform. So when questions like there are some people you ask right now, do you have a TikTok account? And they're like, TikTok? What am I doing there? Do you have a Snapchat? What am I doing there? But you must really understand that the world we live in right now, the kind of market that you want to break into, they have some certain platforms where they are saturated there. For instance, we know about the issue of, not issue, we know about Gen Z, millennials, and all this kind of stuff. We must ask ourselves, where are these guys? Where are these guys? So for me, the early mistake I made was not jumping on some certain platforms when I should have. So when I came there, everybody was already owning their platforms. So it was more like, and I'm sure that a lot of people that are on this call can agree. You know how you have like a number of followers, humans connected to you on other platforms, but on a platforms like maybe IG, you launch there and it's like you're just starting, like everybody's looking at you like a beginner. So it doesn't matter what you're doing, you are seen as a beginner. Why? Not because you don't have the experience, not because you've not been doing well, not because you don't have the money, not because you don't have the influence, right? But just because you came in late, right? So for me, one of the early mistakes that I made was I'm just being honest, not joining at least Instagram early, and I'm really, and when I decided to, and because of the kind of sessions that we're having, I think I'll try to share things that can really help us. When I decided to join Instagram, I was barely at 500 ish, 600 ish, 700, and I was not very intentional about my growth there. But one day I told myself, I want to see numbers. If you want to put it this way, when I started, I did not pay attention to numbers. So if you're a fashion brand, you want to break into the new market, you must understand that numbers matter. Numbers matter. A lot of people just think that numbers, it doesn't really matter, it doesn't really matter. Numbers matter. So for me, one of the mistakes I made early was not paying attention to my numbers. And when I woke up, I was playing my game the hard way and I was going all in. I was I was shameless, I was everywhere. Right. So one of my early mistakes was just, not paying attention to platforms and the numbers. Just enjoy life the way it comes. But then I woke up and we started playing the game.
I
Yeah.
think I share a similar comment or a similar experience. I had a similar
Yeah.
experience. It took me a while to even be on
Yeah.
TikTok because I just felt it was a Gen Z thing and
Yeah.
this thing is really not my thing. Amazingly, right now we have the largest our among all the other platforms. TikTok is on TikTok that we have the biggest following, the largest following. So, but
Andrew, the easiest way to grow on any platform
mm,
is TikTok.
mm,
The easiest, right? There was a time when TikTok when it was launched early, right? You discovered that on TikTok you can add your Instagram link on and your YouTube. So if anyone discovered then, if you were on TikTok, it was very easy for you to grow on Instagram because every time your
mm,
videos are gaining traction, your Instagram numbers are increasing. So if you check those that are actually making it right now and doing very well on Instagram, they were the early adopters
mm,
on TikTok, right? And it's easy for anybody to just blow up on TikTok
mm.
because everybody's watching, everybody's trying to click, everybody's trying to know what's happening there. So the easiest way right now to just blow up, especially for those that have interest in making content, is TikTok. So I don't know why everybody or anybody would refuse to be on TikTok.
Okay, I think let's get into the conversation proper now. I think I would like to start. pick up
Exactly.
on where you just stopped. Now, are you trying to say that branding
Yeah.
is about posting online? Being you always talk about show up. In fact, I would like to call you the
Yeah.
Mr. Show Up
Yeah.
guy. Even today, I think you made a post about showing up. So always encourage people to
Yes.
show up. So is showing up
Yeah.
every day online, is that what branding is all about? So for someone who is on this call right now,
Nah.
who
Nah.
probably don't like to be in front of the camera, they don't. I just want to be sewing because, in all honesty, sewing takes a lot of your time that you probably do not have time on your phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So is
Yeah.
branding all
Yeah.
about showing up online?
Now, I need us to understand that when we say show up, now showing up is not making posts. Far from it. In fact, you can be making posts, but you're not showing up. You can be making posts every single day, 3 times a day. You have a content calendar, but you are not showing up. Now, what showing up is and what showing up tries to achieve is because branding is all about perception. Branding is all about how people see you, what people hear when you speak. Now, you can be saying something, but people can't hear you, right? So branding is all about what people hear when you speak, what the perception of who you are in their mind is, right? So when you show up, the idea is simply how am I able to tell a story? How am I able to communicate? How am I able to say something that can really convince people that I am the best in the game, and this is the reason why they should patronize me, right? So every time you show up, you are reminding people on why they should choose you. The assumption you have is you are good. I tell people nobody knows that you're good.
Hmm.
Nobody knows that you're a fashion designer. Nobody knows that you're a tailor. Nobody knows that you're. Nobody knows. Nobody knows that. So every time you make an attempt to show up, what you're trying to do is you are reminding people that I do this, I'm good at this, I'm the best in this. This is why you should consider me. Because a lot of people are very distracted. Now, this is how social media works. You come online and you just what? You swipe. You view this stuff, you don't like it, you swipe. So people are very busy. They're very busy. So everything they're trying to do is in seconds. They don't have the time. So the big question is when I see your stuff, if you call it post, let's say today you want to show up with a post. Obviously, whatever you want to show up with has to be a post. So you show up today. Why would somebody want to take 2 seconds to check your stuff? Branding is what would you say? What would you write? What would you put out that immediately it glues people and they want to pay attention to what you're doing? Right? So branding is not about you making posts every day. Branding is about you creating the kind of content that can tell people that they have a problem and you are the solution because your money is in people's pockets. Nobody knows that you do this. Nobody knows that you can offer this service. So every time you come online, the big question is what are you saying to people that can make them choose you or patronize you? Now, for perception, branding is about perception. Every day you show up, what image are you trying to create in the minds of people? A lot of people think that this branding thing, just said, I don't think I'm ready. I don't think it's my time. I don't think I'm supposed to do that now. But then there is the idea that people have in their head about you. Probably they see yourself as one unserious person, as one learner. This guy is still learning how to sew. He's still a newbie in the fashion business, so he doesn't really understand how it works. Branding now is how do I convince these guys that I'm good? So every time you want to make a post, is trying to tell them that I made this for this person. They paid me this amount. I've been in this room. I'm the person that did this for this person. For instance, this celebrity just got married. Imagine that the person that made his dress, Davido and the wife, let's say the person that made their dresses and all those kind of stuff is not known because maybe Davido may never tag that kind of may never tag the person, but you're the one that made this stuff, but nobody knows about it. Imagine that you come out and you're telling everybody that I made this. Everybody's like, oh my god, you did? There's no evidence. There's no evidence. So now, posting, for instance, is now your ability to show people behind the scene of the work, right? Posting is your ability to tell people that, okay, this is when I was making this is the processes we did, this is what exactly we did, and this is when we even delivered. In fact, see me and Davido, because nobody believes that you did this stuff that you're saying you did. right? So branding is simply your ability to show evidence, to show proof that you did this, to show proof that you are good at this. So if you want to equate branding to anything, it is called proof. Proof. Branding is the perception you create in the minds of people. Branding is the proof that you are good at this. Because every time you show up, the question is, a lot of people have doubts in their minds. So your post, your content is what can erase and reduce the number of doubt that they have about you, about your business, about the image of how they see you, the image of how they see you. So every time you want to make a post, it's not just about hello guys, happy Monday. No, it is I have to sit down and really think. Human beings are very difficult to convince. Human beings are very difficult to get their attention. What can I put out today that can make people, okay, you made this, you did this, and there's how you put out this stuff, and they're like, people are killing themselves in the comments, asking you questions. Oh my God, do you deliver in London? How can we get this in the UK? How can you send this to Dubai? Oh my God, I'm in Qatar. How can you get this to me? That at that moment, the issue of cost is not even in consideration because you've already shown them that you are this good. You are this good. So branding is not about posting. Far from it. You can be posting and you are ignored. The question is, what do you put out that can make somebody to reconsider you, to choose you, and decide to work with you for the rest of their life?
Um,
So that's just the difference.
Amazing. I think you just summarized the entire session on this one question. So I'd like to ask, right, for a
Yep.
beginner who is seeing this, never done
Yes.
anything about branding before, don't
Yeah.
have any experience with even coming online, a
Yeah.
fashion designer, but they are good and they want to start branding. What are the three simple steps you will ask them to take to start with?
Three simple
Yeah.
steps. Number one, decide you want to do it. Now, Andrew, this may sound cliche or sound very easy.
Hmm.
A lot of people that just you see online, someone can just start up online, 30 days challenge, 40 days challenge, and after 3 days, you don't see them anymore. It's because they never made the resolution.
Hmm.
They never chose that they wanted to play this game. So the first thing that will make your game easy is number one, decide that you want to play this game. Decide that you want to play this game. Decide that you want to be known. Decide that you want to be famous. Decide that you want to be paid for this business, in this business. Then number two, ask yourself, what are the skills that I need to learn to profit in this industry? Because there are some basic, I call it basic infrastructure that you need. Basic, like this is basic. You can call it skill, you can call it basic infrastructure. It's a skill. For instance, we live in the age of sight. People are moved by what they see.
Hmm.
And on platforms, it means that for them to be moved, that this has to be different. It has to be killing, right? So there's some basic skills like editing skills you need to learn. Either you have someone now, because you asked for people that want to start, you must learn to do it yourself.
Hmm. That's true.
You must learn. See, if you want to start and you want to move at the speed of light like this, you must learn to do it yourself. A lot of people will say, because I want to, I want to. You must learn to do it yourself. Basic skill like editing content, editing videos, editing how, learning how to write, learning how to tell stories. You must learn to do it yourself. I understand that you may have the money, beautiful, but if you're just starting, some of the celebrities that you adore, when they started doing it themselves.
Hmm.
They started handling their social media themselves. You don't want to know the number of people that up to today they still handle their platforms themselves, but they have managers, right? Social media managers, but they still learn to do it themselves. So if you're just starting, you must learn to do it yourself. You must ask yourself, this platform I want to launch into, how does it work? Andrew, you wouldn't believe that there are a lot of people that don't still understand how TikTok works,
Hmm.
how Instagram works, how Facebook works. So what they do is they link, and I'm very sorry for those that do this. I'm so sorry. If you link your Instagram to Facebook, you are at disadvantage because you always discover that don't perform at the same level. There is how to write for Facebook, there's how to write for Instagram, there's how to write for TikTok, there's how to write for other platforms. So you don't just write copy and the video you can start pasting. There is a kind of caption that you can use on TikTok that Boom. There's a kind of caption that you can use on Instagram. Boom. There's a kind of caption you can use for Facebook, and it blows up. But if you copy and paste everywhere, you're going to stay at the same level with everybody. I'd be wondering, after 2 hours, only 2 likes. What happened? It's not because people have not seen, they've seen, but that's not how that platform works. So number two or number three is learn how platform works. Okay, number one was decide you want to do it. Number two, learn the skills. Then number three, learn how this platform works. If you can learn how this platform works, it will ease your your ability to launch into the market. So a lot of people just learn a skill, they can sew, they create Instagram. That's not how it works. You don't just because some of the things we're going to be talking about today, if you make any mistake, you're going to be losing. You don't just learn this and the next thing, Joseph said we should show up. Like some people are already trying to create an Instagram account right now, or maybe they're trying to create TikTok account right now. That's not how it works. The first question should be, do I want to do this? Because if I'm on TikTok, I'm not just there to consume. It means I'm there to create. Am I really ready to create? What are the skills I need to learn? How does TikTok work? How do I join? Because discover that it's like TikTok. They use some trendy song sounds. So it means where can I get these sounds from? Now, the difference is you may go to YouTube or any other platform to download the sound and use and edit your video and not add. But if you learn how it works, it's quite okay. Maybe I need to edit on the app. A lot of people don't understand this, but then when you edit some content on the app with the app that they offer on that social media platform, your video can go faster, right? So you must learn how platform works, you must learn the skill required, and you must learn to do it yourself. And you must accept that this game I want to play. Now,
Mm,
Andrew, when you accept that you want to play this game, it changes your
mm.
mindset. Now, I understand that people will say that, but I am sewing, I don't have time. You're not the only one. Vicky James and the rest of them, they are also doing all these things, but they have time because they accepted that they want to play this game. Until you accept, you can't create the time because everything is time management, everything is time control. So now, if I want to play this game, now it's okay. If I sew from this time to this time, can I give? If I, okay, I want to do this. Okay, imagine that you are sewing, you don't have time. You get a tripod, you put it in front of yourself, and you are sewing.
Mm.
You are cutting. There's a camera or phone in front of you. Fixed. There are different kind of tripod that can even follow your motion. Because you've accepted it's easier for you to invest in some of the tools that can help you. So you don't need to sew and create content. You are sewing, and that is the content itself. You can position different cameras or different phones while you are on the job. So the question of I don't have time is not there. Is that immediately you are done sewing, you just pause. You cannot look for an hour or 30 minutes somewhere that you cannot come back to watch what you did and edit. It's that simple. So you edit, put your audio, and you're good to go because you've accepted that you want to play
Mm.
this game. If you don't accept, you keep looking for time that you never see. 24 hours for everybody, nobody will have extra, right? So if you want to make it in this business, you must ask yourself and accept, I want to play this game. I want to make the money. People that are doing it, that they don't have two heads, and that is what I want to do. So whatever it takes, I'm ready for it.
My
That's it.
goodness. You see, the first thing, even though you said something, you say, even though it might sound cliche, but
Yeah.
it's actually not. You know, when people talk about success, sometimes people expect the complex things, right? While we
No,
leave the basics.
no.
As basic as deciding if you want to succeed is what changes the game for you. What I
Yeah,
discover is that for many people in
yeah.
this industry, especially people who are just starting out, they want to succeed, but they have not decided to be succeed to succeed. They've
They
not
put,
decided.
see, Andrew, to succeed may not require a millionaire. It may require you just going to the market to get light.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you must first
Just light.
decide that I want to succeed, that this thing I'm
Yes.
doing, I want to be known and paid well for it. So, but if you are content with who you are and what you've got, you can't get better. You can't get better. So
It's not
everything we are
possible.
sharing right now may look like we are just trying to create another work for you. You see, like I said earlier on, tailoring and the business of tailoring are two different things. tailoring and the business of tailoring are two different things. You see, carpentry and the business of carpentry are two different things.
Andrew, have you discovered that some of these big fashion brands,
Mm,
designers, have you ever wondered what time do they have? Okay, they have friends that come to visit, they come for measurement, they come to do this. What time do they have to be doing this? Is that they know that I want to do this.
mm,
So they already have like cameras somewhere or somewhere that please, whenever there's a customer, just start recording because they've accepted that they want to play this game.
mm.
Until you accept that you want to play this game, it will sound like work. It will
Absolutely.
sound like we're trying to give you work. It becomes very easy because you know that this thing that you are doing will give you money.
Mm,
Of course, it's good to give you money. You are showing up is the money you are looking for.
mm.
The content you are making, everything you are doing is to increase your numbers to give you more money. So if you see it as work, it means you are saying that I don't want to
Yeah, you
make
are
more
just
money,
simply telling
and
yourself
that's
you don't
how,
want to make money.
yes,
And you see, there's a question we're going to come to, and I think someone asked this in the comments, and I was going to ask that
yeah,
because
yeah,
let's say, for example, I'm just a local tailor in my environment. I'm doing okay, right? I'm not
yeah.
struggling. I have the clients, the number of clients that I can handle. Then why should I be coming online when everything can be done offline? All my business is offline. Then why should I be bothering myself with doing what Joseph is saying, going to look for tripod? Because all you stated today, right, has little or nothing to do with how skillful or how good you are in sewing. You've said that for you to be good, for you to be able to brand yourself, you need to have other skills that are beyond sewing. Skills like
Yeah.
you mentioned video editing, you mentioned graphic design, and guys,
Video editing is basic. It's not, you know how as a human you want to eat, then you have to brush your teeth. It is not a skill to say, should I? It is that for you to eat, wouldn't you
mm,
brush? So video editing is more like the brushing, the combing of your hair, like understanding, okay, I need to touch this a little. Because if you don't know, if you don't, okay, do you want to eat with a dirty mouth? Do you want to show up dirty? Right? So that's just how it is. There's some basic things that it was before that we can say, okay, video editing was another kind of skill that sounds sophisticated that you need to, but right now it is basic. It is the basic level. It's not advanced anymore. It's basic. Before you could say it was advanced. Right now it is
it is an
level
entry
one.
level skill right now.
Level one.
Now that means that goes to say that if you're here, because I see a lot of tailors do that, you are good at what you do, but when we come to your page, your videos are probably not well lighted. Your pictures are looking boring, zero excellence, and you want us to patronize you. These things are just basic skills. Getting a ring light can solve that. Learning,
Andrew, hold
yeah.
on, hold on. Do you know that the difference between this person A and person B making it can be that ring light you just mentioned, a light.
Mm,
Now, what I'm using in front of me now, there's a light in front of
mm.
me. If I switch it off, you'll be shocked at how I will look. Are you wondering? But it is the light that makes this guy's face is glowing. It's not that my face is glowing. Maybe my face is glowing, and I think my face is glowing, but the light amplifies what you're
Mm.
doing. So a lot of people are saying, but get the light,
So
get the light.
without the light, you are leaving a lot of money on the table when the light. That is why your pricing,
Yeah,
you can't even increase your price. Clients can't pay for
because
the price you are asking because your branding, right? You already look like a very whack um, brand already, so they don't see that you are worth what you are demanding for. So as basic as getting good lighting, getting a decent device with clear camera. You don't. Some people need to go as far as you make clothes, go take it for a studio session. My see, I
you
always
know,
have this problem. You spend hours to make clothes, and you spend probably 4 hours to make a masterpiece. You can't spend 30 minutes to capture and tell the story of that piece. You've left a lot of money because when the client goes with that work is gone. But when you
You'll be begging the person, can you just snap and send? And the person will not take pictures and send to you, and it's
It's
not
not
what you
what you
want. So
want.
why not control the image of your
The
brand?
narrative of your brand. Absolutely. So for someone who is just a local guy, is he a must? This online thing, is he a must? Can't I? People, because I hear people say, of course, there are millionaires who are not online. There are successful people who are not online. There are many offline ways to succeed. So must I show up online? Must I do all these things? Let's say I'm okay with what I'm doing right now. I have the number of clients I want, I can handle and all that, right? Because someone asked this question. It says, let me see if I can bring up the question. No, not this particular one. Yeah, I think it's this one. It says, but in fashion, does it not speak for itself? That's what you do. Does it not speak for itself? And don't people get the perception of it if it's good enough or not? So it means what you do should speak for itself. So can you address this? Does it truly speak for itself, or it speaks what you want it to say?
Now, when I started, I said that branding is the proof or evidence of what you say you
Mm,
do. For instance, if we finished this live
mm,
session and everybody attended, but it was not recorded, it was not restreamed, and stuff like
mm,
that, the class happened, but there's no proof. For instance, if you need funding, you want to apply for this, they're like, okay, you've been doing this for young people, your app, you've launched, okay, have you trained, have you educated? You say yes. There's a question to ask you, can we see a document? Can we see proof?
then you bring one ugly looking picture like something that they
What
use they use a POS machine to
the same question, you say you're a tailor, you're a fashion person, and you've made so many outfits. There's a question a client will always ask you, can I do what? Can I see samples? What would you say? No, 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 I'm good, please. You should know that I'm good. I've been in this business for 10 years, for 20 years. It doesn't matter how much of wisdom or it doesn't matter how you sound. The person will kill you, please, can you send me a link to your work? Because the person needs to confirm that everything you are saying is
Mm,
true. And it doesn't matter how many years of experience you have. What they just want to see is evidence. Once they click that link and they see the pictures displayed, you did this, oh wow. You did this, oh wow. And the reason why people even go as far as going to customers themselves, celebrities, taking pictures with them is because they need proof. The world we live in is filled with doubt. Nobody believes anybody. Nobody believes you're a fashion person. So the moment we understand that this thing is a game of convincing people, our ideologies about how we show up will change. Nobody believes a thing you've been saying you do. Nobody. So the big question is every time you come, how are you able to show people that you are good? And I'd like to use some illustration. And I'm very sure that we're all familiar with some technology businesses that failed. Businesses like how many if you remember Nokia, some of us remember Nokia. What did Nokia really do wrong? You may not know. But when you understand that you are in a competition, what you'll be trying to do is every loophole, how can I erase it? Every loophole, how can I erase it? So now, back to the question, do I need to be online? The question is yes, because we're living in a world right now that everybody is now connected easily online. Easily online. You go to church, you go to mosques, you go to the market, you go to eateries, everywhere you go, everybody is online, right? So everybody you would want to target. So the question is, if you go to your church or to a mosque, can you market your product to everybody there? Maybe not. But those same people that are coming to your church, that are in the marketplaces, they are all with their phones. And everything we put out, they are always going to see it. It's now the game of options. Everybody you want to connect with, it's been easy for us to connect with them on the internet and on social media platforms. So the question now is, how can you leverage on this easy platform that by sharing a content, a post, people can see? Just imagine how beautiful it is that you make something that people like, that people can like, and you post it, and you're having 1 million views, 10,000 views. Imagine that. But when you sew in that your small cubicle, that your small shop, how many people can pass there? How many people can you get to your shop to come and see how amazing you are? How many? How many? How many people can you invite to your small shop for them to come and see that, okay, oh, you saw here. For instance, let's use Abuja or Lagos, for instance. Your office is at Lekki or your office is at Gwarimpa in Abuja. Andrew, how many people can you invite? Okay, the office is at Gwarimpa. How many people can pass your office at Gwarimpa to come and check what you saw? Just a chunk, just a small number. But online, people that know you, don't know you, they are going to be seeing your work. Sometimes I go somewhere, it's now like normal that you go somewhere like, I know your face, I know you. Are you this person? Are you that person? Because social media has made it easy for everybody to be connected.
Mm,
Versus you were just in your small corner. Nobody would know you. Nobody would know what you're doing. It's just like saying WhatsApp again. Do I need to be on Instagram? Do I need to be on Facebook? But I'm already doing well on WhatsApp. The question is not even if WhatsApp disappears tomorrow. The question is, do you have everybody? Like how many contacts do you have on your WhatsApp? Maybe 1,000, maybe 3,000, maybe 10,000. But then we have 8 million, 8 billion people connected online. Why not jump on that platform and leverage on the numbers there? Because you want more money. You want more money. It's Imagine, okay, let's go back to COVID. Let's go back to COVID. Churches were saying, do we really need to be on Facebook? Okay, now we can't come to church. How can we still be connected? Social media made it very easy. Social media made very so these things are called technology tool, and technology tool is just to make life easy for us. It's just for us to do things easier, right? So how can we jump on these easy tools to make progress? So the reason why you need to come online is because there are more people online, more eyeballs. Everybody's online, whether they know you or not. On TikTok, people that whether they follow you or not, if you make a video now that people like, TikTok will recommend it to people that don't even know you. So the big question is, why not just make it easy for yourself and jump on this platform? You're not paying a dime. All you're doing is paying your time to create these things, to post for people to see, reach out to you, and patronize you. Some of the people that are here that have gotten clients from the UK, okay, let's just say from the abroad, maybe they've never followed you before, but your post
awesome,
or
awesome,
video was
awesome.
recommended to them.
Mm.
Your post or video was recommended to them, and they had to send you a DM and patronize you. Why? Because you were online. Because they can never know your shop enough, love you enough to come to your shop and patronize you, right? So social media has made it very easy for people to make money. It is my prayer, it is my wish, and it's my hope that we all plug in and not give excuses, because this is now the new market for us to build our online empire, to build our businesses. And I hope this helps. Andrew, are you there? So I think maybe Andrew has some network
No, I'm
issues,
here.
but he's here. Okay, he's back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whew, this is a whole lot. So there's a question we have
Yeah.
that I want you to address before we go to the next
Yeah.
thing I wanted to talk about. Right? Someone said,
Okay.
"What if I'm not creative enough? I'm not cut out for this content thing, right? And I'm not creative enough." You see, I know how to do my work, but this content thing, I'm not just creative enough. Standing to coming out to make videos is not just my thing. Even thinking of content to make is not really my thing. Can I learn creativity? So quickly, yeah.
Yes. The first thing we said was have the desire that you want to do it. Now, for those that apply for stuff, and it's like it's simple. It's like you want to apply for maybe loan in the bank or grant or something. There's a question they always there's something they always write, requirement. In fact, if you want to maybe apply for something online, you apply, they say no, this one is required. Your email, you have to put your email. So, guys, I'm really sorry, Andrew. I'm really sorry, because there are some things that are basic requirement. You can't jump it. It's requirement. So it is, you can't be emotional about it. It is requirement. Application, they call it criteria. You must have this. You must have that. So it is requirement. So it is now your responsibility to say, okay, I want to win in this game called fashion business. I want to win in this game. So how can I learn? And Andrew, let me shock you. It doesn't take 20 years to learn any skill.
Mm,
It takes time. It is your responsibility to choose how long will this take me.
mm,
When I started what I'm doing
yeah,
now, I was not always like this. It took me this same question. I came to a point I said, I want to play this game for a long time.
mm,
What will amplify, what will speed up my result? It was videos. I started making videos. I used to have a friend, and sometimes you have to pay, but I needed to move at the speed of light. What did I do? I needed to learn how to edit.
mm,
And when I chose to accept, it took me a weekend to just go on YouTube because I had the ideas already. It took me a weekend to just go on YouTube, and I discovered that this thing I've been procrastinating for like months. It was just few days, just downloading a video. Sometimes the thing we think is difficult, we've never sat down to learn. For
mm,
instance, the people that are watching now, their mindset have shifted
mm.
because they joined. Now, if you didn't join, there's some things you will not even know that you needed to learn. But by being here, you've, oh my God, I didn't even know it was that easy. Some things we think are very difficult. The creativity we're talking about. Imagine you go online how to edit a video. You discover that, oh my God, I didn't even know. I didn't know some people that want to learn how to edit videos, for instance. They've never downloaded any app.
Mm.
If you download the app, you discover that some places just cut. You discover that I cut this thing cut too. You can shift. Oh my God, it was that easy because they never desired it. They never tried it. They can never understand how easy some of the things they think is difficult is. Some of the things you're running away from, you think is very hard. It's like impossible. I don't have the time. It's because you've not really sat down to try. Just try.
Absolutely,
Download the app.
yes, and absolutely. In today's world, it's actually creativity is actually something that can be not just learned, but that you can outsource. And I'll explain what I mean.
Yes.
Do you know that
Yeah.
our most viral video on TikTok, our most viral video now
Yeah.
with over 200,000 views, that
Wow.
particular video brought in around, has given us, I think, close to 2,000 leads for our wait list, right? I know how much we spend in paid traffic was uh, um, trying to fill up our wait list.
Okay,
Yeah,
Andrew is
sorry
back.
about that. My network just fluctuated. So I was saying, I said, you won't believe that that particular video was created, the script of that video was created using ChatGPT.
See,
If I don't
it's a
tell you, you
question
know.
of I don't know how to do it. How can I learn? AI is there to
Do
help
you
you.
know, as simple as going to tell ChatGPT that this is my brand, this is what I do, right? Give me 5 ideas, content ideas. You can take someone's content that is doing well, give it to ChatGPT and describe your brand to ChatGPT and ask it to give you content ideas following this pattern. That video was created, the entire script, because sometimes I get so busy that I don't have time to even think of the script ideas. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't show up online. And this is what I did afterwards. When that worked, I said, why change a winning formula? I went back and gave ChatGPT more. I said, give me more of this. It's working. What you gave me is
It's
working.
working.
And he gave me more. The other videos went viral also and brought in more leads. And there's something I discovered. You see, I'm more of like the serious guy. In fact, you see, this evening I'm wearing suit. I don't like to come online to teach or to dance, to do anything playful. I really don't like. It's not really me. But I discovered that in this age and time, for every brand really doing well, you must just scratch a bit of cruise. And I said, I'm out because I want to dominate, right? That's the decision I've made. I said I want to dominate in this space. In the niche we've carved, we want to dominate. I want that if you think about any tailoring application in Africa, Sopro comes to your mind. So it means
Yeah.
we need to go with the trend. What does the market want? So we started bringing drama into our content. The-
Andrew, do you know, for those for those that want to break into this new market, this internet market, you have to understand that, like what you said, it's not about who you are, what you want to do. It has to be, what do people really want?
Mm,
What can what some people just stay on the level of what they want to create. You have to now improve, what do people want me to create. Now there has to be a balance though, because you don't have to make your market to decide the entirety of what exactly you
it's
produce,
true.
right? But you have to understand that what can work.
Mm,
What can work, for instance, platforms, there are some content you put out, it doesn't matter how much of energy, creativity you put, it will, you understand what I'm saying? But then TikTok and other platforms, there's a kind of content that you can create on TikTok. There's a kind of content, like I said, that you can create on this platform. Like what you said, your personality type. You have to understand that, what kind of personality type do I need to have? You are a tailor. They're not. You're not a fashion. People are not just serious people. You can't just choose that. My position has to be a serious kind of person. You have to ask yourself, what kind of personality type do I need to put
mm.
forward to attract the kind of market that I need for my business?
Absolutely correct. So we need to bring a balance to it so that you don't go ahead
Yeah,
following the trend till you lose your true essence, right? So,
yeah,
but it is important to always know what works and work with it.
yeah,
So even if you're not
yeah,
very creative, like this person said, right? Now you can outsource it. And I'm telling you the truth, nobody will know. It will surprise
yeah.
you that some of the people you admire, that is what they do. It will surprise you. You think that they have a very large team because when we're talking now, some people think that, oh, I need to hire a digital marketer, I need to hire this, I need to hire a content manager, I need to.
That's why technology is there. The things you can't afford, tech is there to help you.
Hmm,
You can't you can't have an assistant or someone that can proofread your work. AI is there to help you. So everything you don't have money for, you should be asking yourself, what AI tool, what technology tool can I use to solve this problem?
that's
It's
that's
easy. But we always say, I want to do it myself by myself. That's why you're stuck.
hmm,
That's why they're stuck.
absolutely. Absolutely. So for this person and every other person, you see, you can outsource creativity. When as you grow,
And if you don't want to, if you don't want to outsource, creativity can be
yes,
learned. Just choose.
choose to learn.
Just choose that you want to learn it, and that's all. Choose that. Okay, the question is, what exactly do you want to learn? Write it down. Who can I learn from? Where can I learn? And you are good to go. Just give it time, and you are good to go. That's it.
Fantastic. So let's further the conversation. One question we got last week was the question of how do I choose a brand name? And in our last session, we dealt a lot with choosing a brand name. In fact, some people said that they were already receiving their deliverance and they were going to go change their brand name and all that. I learned also that there is a science in naming things, right? That there's
Yeah,
actually a pattern for brands that go global or for brands that
yeah,
make it big. So, is there a science in
yeah.
naming brands? And for somebody who is here, what would you tell them are the steps in naming their brand? Yeah.
Um, Probably I'll just try to highlight a few, but then what we need to understand is the people who are currently trying to sell our ideas to, right? Sorry, my hand. Okay. The people who are currently trying to sell our ideas to, these are human beings, right? They have things that appeal to them. They have things that can piss them off. You're a human being too, right? So there are things that can, appeal to people. There are things that can piss people off. But the question is always, how do I avoid what can piss people off, right? So when you are choosing a brand name, you must ask yourself, will this piss people off, or will this appeal to them? How will this make people feel? Every brand name you want to choose, you must ask yourself, how will it make people feel? For instance, my name is Joseph Etim. I want to pick a brand name for a project or for a fashion business. Imagine I want to use Etim, Etim something. It's already sounding like what is this? It's not sweet. Like in the ears of
Mm,
people, you know, is what is this like? So when you want to pick a name, you must ask yourself, how does this name sound?
mm,
Now, before we come to the issue of what should it mean, it is very important how your name should sound. So pro. Doesn't matter if there's a meaning to it, but it sounds good in the ears. That's why I see some people whenever they're organizing events and stuff like that, the name is very, very important because people register for stuff not because of what they'll learn, but because of what they think they'll miss, how it sounds. How it sounds. It sounds big. So when you want to choose a name, there's how you pick a name that sounds big. Gucci. Oh, Nike. Wow. It sounds big. There's how you create a name, and the name, before you even launch, before you have an office space, before you have customers, it sounds big. It sounds like what people want to partner with. It sounds like what people want to invest in because of the kind of name you want to choose, right? But to make it easy for everybody, a lot of people, you can leverage on your name or you can avoid your name. I'll say it again. You can leverage on your
mm-hmm,
name or you can avoid your name. A lot of people, your name can be very, very long and very impossible to pronounce. So what you want to do is this name. Of course, people will forget. So brand names how can is it easy for people to remember? Is it easy for people to remember? Is it sweet in the ear? Is it classy? Does it sound big? Right? And also, brand names can be names that can mean something in a different language. For instance, you can have a name of your business and it means something in like the meaning is in like maybe in other countries, like maybe is a Greek word for for excellence. So let's just say you want to look for a Greek word for excellence, and the name is like let's say Zara, for instance. Zara, for instance, so you pick a name that can mean something but still sounds nice in the ear, right? So whenever you want to pick a name, it should be simple, very simple, very simple, very easy to remember. Another problem is people have some beautiful names on Instagram, for instance, and you are trying to remember this guy. The name is not coming to you. Not because you don't want to patronize them, not because they don't have excellence, not because their quality is not good, but you can't remember it. It's very long. When you want to create a name for yourself, ask yourself, how can this name be short? Short, simple, easy to remember. Short, simple, easy to remember. Short, simple, easy to remember. What feeling does it have? YPC Africa, Young People Connect. It sounds like what I want to be part of, not because of what it does, but because it just sounds like, I like this guy's one. But the that name you have, people will just hate you for no reason. Some people, the reason why people don't want to patronize your business, it's not because your business is not good enough. It's just because the name is pissing people off. They just hate that name. Like, what kind of name is that? Like, is that a business? Is that like, why did he choose that name? Why did she choose that name? So you must pay attention to short, simple, and easy to remember. And what feeling does it create? What feeling? Does it piss people off or does it appeal to people? Right. So your name can also be abstract. It doesn't see. This is funny because a lot of people just always try to make sure that their name means something.
Mm,
It doesn't
absolutely.
have
You
to mean
got you
anything.
you you got you got that one there. You see, you always want to make it
For
mean
instance,
something. Mm,
I'm not sure, but what if GT Bank just means GT Bank guarantee? Okay, guarantee. So what if that G was just nothing?
mm,
GT Bank. It's GT. Wow. For instance, First Bank. First Bank. The question is it the first bank? Like, is it because it was first, like it was the first bank, or it's just because First Bank? Now, another thing is when you're choosing your name, the feeling. Imagine if somebody come from nowhere. Nobody had ever thought of creating the name Second Bank. Do you know why? You become second in people's minds. So this it will create another feeling that would kill my business. Right? So whatever business you are thinking, water, seaway, ever, what does it mean? Sometimes you can pick a name that means nothing,
mm.
just abstract, because it's sweet. It is now what you can do with that name that can create the right perception in the minds of people. What exactly can you do? How easy is that name for people to remember? How sweet? When I pronounce the name, is it sweet? Is it catchy? Is it compelling? Easy to remember, very simple, very catchy, and very easy for people to. I think I've said that before. Very easy for people to remember and very
Yes,
compelling.
yes. In fact, I just wrote down something. I just abbreviated it to SES.
Yes,
SES.
yes,
Simple, easy to remember, and sweet.
yes. It
In
has to.
choosing a brand
People don't
name,
think. People
mm,
don't think in. See, do you know why? You just hear a name and you just like it. Vicky James. You've never patronized her before. You just like the name, Vicky James. Some people were born. They went to court to change their name because there are names you have, and that's the reason why people will never want
it
to.
closes
See,
doors.
do, it's funny, oh, but it's not funny. Do
Mm,
you know that some people why they're not following you on Instagram or any other platform? It's not because you're not doing well. It's because they don't like
mm,
how your name sounds,
mm,
how your business that name. Echo Bank, Echo Bank, like Echo. It's like it's appealing, right? But and sons. I don't want to call anybody's name, so they
mm.
don't get to drag me. But there are names you use, and people just know that. In fact, there are names you use for your business, and your business sounds local.
Fantastic.
It sounds very local. There are
Mm,
names you use, it sounds global, even though you've never left the shore of your shop or office. It sounds global. So the question has to be so pro, so pro, so pro. Wow, like what does it mean? There is a feeling it commands because of how it sounds, right? So you must ask yourself. That's why if you notice startup companies, they always check every startup that comes in. The name is always very simple and easy to remember.
mm,
An app can be Go app, like Go. Like the name of the app is Go. Because they want you to remember. People are very busy. They want you to remember. OPay,
mm.
OPay, money point. They didn't think of something up there. OPay. Whatever it means. Money point. Palm pay. So you must ask yourself the name I want to create, what feeling can it? So I don't want to mention the names of other banks that some people say, like, why should I even go there? Like this bank, it sounds like I shouldn't put my money there. It sounds like right. So you must ask yourself: is it simple, easy to remember, and is it compelling? Is it sweet? What feeling can it command? Does it sound
Absolutely.
local or does it
Mm.
sound global? So whenever you're picking names, those are the questions you must answer for yourself. If not, people you just be losing money just because of the name that you have. You know.
And I want to say that I want to add to this to say that it is okay, no matter the stage you are in, to rebrand.
Yes.
See, big companies do rebranding. You can
Yes.
change your logo. Don't be fixed. at any point in your journey. You can change, you can decide to change your logo, you can decide to change your brand name, you can decide to change your brand colors if it no longer suits where you're going to. So
Yeah.
you might have done things the wrong way before attending this session. It is okay to change. And because your name is in quotes, let me use Jacob for example, it doesn't mean your brand must carry Jacob or must have a J to it. It doesn't
Jacob
mean
Jacob Cosmetics. Hmm.
so it doesn't necessarily mean your name must be in, yeah, in that brand, right? In the brand name. Like Joseph stated, something that is simple, easy to remember, very key, easy to remember. Some people have brand names that when you want to call it, you struggle. I always you don't have a brand name that when you tell people, they always have to ask you to explain it.
Yeah. See,
Explaining it is because it communicates a negative feeling. You know, there's a way you ask someone to explain a name, not necessarily because it communicates a negative feeling, but because you are intrigued by the craftsmanship, by what went into the thinking behind it. But there are certain names you hear, you ask the person to explain it because you are wondering what went through your mind when you were choosing
you know,
this name.
a thought just came to my mind when you were saying this. Imagine you have a name, and every time you're trying to explain to people why they should not hate your brand, like they're already angry, and every time they just like,
Your
what
name is
is
you
what
have
do
a
you do?
local name, a local tribal name, and you want to force it into your brand. You want to
And
force
it's
it into
funny,
your
Andrew.
and you want to go
It's funny
global.
because imagine you were in school. For some people that went through secondary school, that secondary school is where your friends will yab you, and for those
Mm.
that are not in Nigeria, yabbing is you be abused.
Ingest.
You know,
Mm.
um,
Ingest of
so
someone.
so imagine that you are in secondary school, and the kind of name you have is a name that people normally use and yab you. Is a sign that this name, be careful. But
Yes.
some people have sworn that no, this is my business. It has to carry my name. It will
Mm.
carry a name that will ruin your business. So do you want profit, or you want to have a name that will keep you stuck at a particular level?
Now, Joseph,
If your
let me
name is not
highlight
sweet,
who I was watching a video on the journey of Money Point, for
yeah.
example. Do you know that their initial name was not Money Point? They had a different brand name, but Money Point was like one of their products. But Money Point seemed to be the name that people fell in love with and the product that people fell in love with that made them become big. So guess what they did? They changed. In fact, right now I can't remember the exact name. I'm trying to remember the exact name. Somebody can go on Google and check, right? What was the original name? Money Point was just one of their products. For example, SoPro, right? The Tailor webinar series is one of our products that we are giving out, this training. Now, let's assume that the Tailor webinar series now becomes what people fall in love with. They will just change the name of our app and everything we do to the Tailor webinar series. That was exactly what happened to MoneyPoint. MoneyPoint was just one of their products, but it seemed to be the one that was accepted. And guess what they did? They changed the entire company name, rebranded everything to MoneyPoint. So you must learn to pay attention to what the market wants and follow the reading. Pay attention
That
to
is
what
it.
the market wants and follow the reading. That was what they
That is it.
did.
That is it. See, our name is Young People Connect Africa, but the
Mm,
brand is Connect Conference. And a lot of people have always wanted like it's a brand that everybody wants to be part of. Not because of maybe what we're doing, but just because the name is just sweet. Like this sounds amazing already. Like you've not known what we're doing, but it just sounds amazing, right? So I just think that we should always pay attention to what is working, what is not working, what we should stop, what we should do more. Because a lot of people just um I want to do this. This is what I want to do. It will work. It must work. It is not you to decide. It is sometimes the market has to decide what will work, and you should
mm.
pay attention to the signs. The market is saying, "We don't like this thing you are doing. No. This is the one we like. So why not pay attention to focusing and improving on the one that they want? Because they're the ones to pay you with their time, with their money, with their attention. right?
Mm.
So I think that if we're able to now reconsider and stop, pause, this is not working on. I need to cancel it. I need to just do something else because this is what they want. That will really help us to build more and grow and make more money for our businesses.
Guess what? When we wanted to launch Sopro, Sopro was not the name actually, but I'm
Yeah,
so shy to mention the name. I won't mention it public, not now, not now.
yeah,
So, but after several research, I discovered this wasn't going to fly. So it
yeah.
is okay to change. It is okay. It is okay to change. Now let's quickly. I think we are just few minutes to our close up time.
Okay,
Let's move to the question of attracting premium clients. Right.
yeah.
I'm working well, but my customers don't get to pay for the value that I create, or they always attach the cost of what I'm making to it always becomes priority. The cost of what I'm doing is priority. They don't focus on the craftsmanship, the value that I'm bringing. How can I change that? And how do I attract high paying clients for what I do? Yeah.
High paying clients.
Okay, somebody just gave us that money point thing. So money point was formerly known as Team App.
Team app.
Yeah. Yeah, was this the name? I'll still check it. I'll
Yeah,
still,
yeah.
but just imagine that what we have is Team App.
Sounds
So
like
let's get,
it sounds like a group of people doing something. So
yeah.
how to attract premium clients, right? Number one, we have to understand that everybody's looking for a reason to pay you less.
Somebody write that down.
Everybody's
Everybody,
no,
even me, I am looking for a way to pay you
yes.
less.
Or let me make it sound sweet. Everybody's trying to save money.
Hmm.
No matter how rich, everybody's trying to save money. You're doing something that would cost you millions. You are trying to see how much can I save by doing this. Then you come from nowhere and say that come and give me all that money you have saved. No, you have to give people a reason to pay you what you think is your worth. And value is perceived and communicated. Value is perceived and communicated. Value is also a process of you educating people to see you in your light, in the in the amount of value that you think that you carry. Like you have to educate people. For instance, you discover that when I've been speaking, there's some instances I may have used, or if you hear me speak often, you discover that there's some instances I may have used. Whenever you hear me say stuff like that, it changes how you see me. Andrew, let me give an example. While I'm speaking now, you hear a lot of speakers, they do this a lot. I'm talking now, and I say, Andrew, I remember, I'm so sorry for joining very late. I have been very stressed. You know, my flight from Johannesburg was just delayed, and when I was coming from Canada, like 12 hours on flight. You know, it's not been easy. You know, I had a meeting with Tony Lumelo the other day,
That
and
automatically changes my conception of you. So if I was going to price you less, I'm already rearranging myself.
talk it for Andrew. You can't come and tell me like this. How I charge you? I charge you a 1 million naira, for instance. Do you know you can't be begging me for 900K or 500K? You can never come and start saying 50 because you've had flight
Mm.
Canada, you've had USA, you've had so it has it has implicated how you see me. I use another example. We were supposed to have a meeting, right? And I'm saying, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. It was raining here. I was soaked in the rain. The keke that carried me just dropped me somewhere, and I had to trek 30 minutes. I'm so sorry, guys. Sorry for wasting your time." It changes the game for you.
Brand
So
expert in the mud.
communication.
Mm.
That's why I said posting. All those things you say post. Do you know that every time you post, you are telling people how to see you? So that's why I say it's not everything you post. You went to
Mm.
the market, you did this, you enter keke, you did that, you went to this. You, it's not everything you show people. You show people what can help them pay you that thing that you call your worth.
Mm.
If you met this person, oh, you were trained by this person, you take a picture. You take a picture so that people will say, you know this person. For you to be in the same room with this person, it means that you must be up there. So how they start seeing you changes, right? So branding is your ability to educate. First, you have to learn how to, if you want to earn more, you have to learn how to educate people, how to see you. And how can you educate them? People see your posts. People listen to you when you speak. Whenever you are having a negotiation, how you speak with people decides how much they'll pay you. Your communication, your delivery. Before you come and tell them that this is how much I will charge, they must have seen and heard you speak. So the big question now is, what have you been saying for the past 5 years that you've been in the fashion business? What have you been saying? A lot of people want to charge people a 1 million naira, but they've been putting on their timeline that they went to the market, things are really, really expensive. They could not even buy nylon
Mm. You
bags
are
for their
shouting
business.
Saka every time on your
Things are
status.
high.
You
Like, oh
want me
my
to pay
God.
you one
Oh,
million naira
I,
for your.
I went to the market today and you went to the market, you're charging me 1 million naira. Don't you have staff? You went to the market yourself. So you are wondering why they're charging you, that they're pricing you less. It's because
Mm.
you've told them. You've told them. Everything you say, you've told them why they should never pay you that amount. So the big question is the amount you have in your head, how are you able to always communicate it?
Mm.
You make a post. I'm so happy. We've been able to sell, how do you guys call it? We've been able to sell three style of this particular brand
Mm.
for this amount. And I'm happy that the client even took the offer and blah, blah, blah. Uh-uh. People pay 500K for this.
Mm.
People are going to be calling you, please, how can I order this? But if you're always coming online to be posting something like, please patronize my business, it's not easy. Patronize my business, please, so I can eat.
Mm. So since you are already asking us for money for food, we'll give you money for food. And money for
Yes.
food is not more than 5K, 10K.
Yes, Andrew, that is it. So it doesn't matter how broke you are, you must, that's your appetite. You must relax. Do you want
Mm.
this money? How much of the money do you want? How can you communicate this? It doesn't matter how broke that Dangote is, there's how they can never speak.
Mm.
Doesn't matter if they go bankrupt, there's how they can never speak. So everything you post online decides how we see you. Before you go into the customer's inbox, you are trying to send them price lists.
Mm.
They've seen your posts. They've seen your post. In this country now, people are just underpricing Tailor, blah 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 blah. The last time I sent somebody, he could not even pay me 30,000. It was just. They see what you post. They read what you post. And let me
Mm.
give you guys another secret on why you may not be charged, why you cannot charge, or why to charge premium. People watch what you post, right?
Mm.
So somebody paid you less. You posted, you dragged, you said some bad things about people. Some of the people that can pay you good money, they will never want to reply to your message
Mm.
because they are afraid that they'll be the next person that you're going to drag, right? So if you want to attract premium clients, you must learn to behave
Mm.
how they behave. You must learn to speak how they speak. You must learn to dress how they dress. You are
Mm.
invited to come and take measurement for a particular dress. How you dress there is very important. You can't be wearing a bathroom slippers or a Crocs or whatever to go somewhere to take a senator measurement just because
Mm.
you are good. I was just tired. I just woke up. No, what you wear there can even decide how much you make next. Because, wait, I know that you're supposed to come and make suit for me, but this senator, whatever you're wearing now, what is the name? Can you make 4 pieces for me too? I just like it. There are people that they say they sew, they do this, but you don't ever see it on them.
Mm.
So you must learn to appear as the price you fix. You must learn to appear like that. If you want to charge somebody 1 million naira, we should look at what you are wearing and know that this thing costs. People know when something is expensive.
Mm.
People know when something is cheap. Andrew, there's a suit you wear now. We will know this suit is cheap suit.
Mm.
This suit is expensive. When you people ask you questions like, this suit is nice. Where did you get it from? Like how much? Like not like this suit is really nice. This your suit is really nice. Oh my god, this your suit. Oh my, this your suit. Two things.
Mm,
Is really looking nice, or don't you ever wear it again? Or what perf are you using? It
mm.
means it's good, or please just stop using this perf.
So
Right?
for some of
So
you listening, what you just need to do after now is to go and buy a good perfume.
yes.
As a tailor,
So
buy a good perfume.
and
Invest in personal grooming. Please go ahead.
and another thing I would like to put forward is have a rate card.
Mm,
Have a rate card. But then you must be looking like your rate card. Like I said, people are reading your timeline, people are checking everything that you're doing, and they know when this your rate card is fraud. You know how you charge somebody, say like you charge somebody like this clothes to sew it is 500K. They will ask you one annoying question. Have you collected 500K before in your life to sew for anybody? Because they've seen your timeline. But there's how you charge another person 500K. They say, are you serious? Let me pay now before you change your mind. No, because they think that they are cheating you. Right? So we must learn to appear like that thing they say, appear the way you want to be addressed is very, 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 very important. Every time you want to show up, it's not you don't show up anyhow. Every time you want to put up like you want to put out your product, how you sample your product decide how to price that product. How you sample it, like you make a video of you in one kiri shop. Andrews kiri shop. Why are you coming to tell us that you want to charge us
mm.
this amount?
And Joseph, just to say something to contribute to what you just said. Do you know that you can live, especially in today's age and time,
Yeah.
your office, your place of work can be in that in quotes kiri kiri place, but you can carve out a particular portion of that place and beautify it, make it look so good, and make sure you create you use it as the portion that portion you use it to create some level of high level content. So
In
even though you
fact,
are in a small environment, you have carved out your niche. You've carved out an
let,
environment in that small space. There are just
let me
basic things that needs to be addressed in your branding.
let, let,
Some basic
let
things.
me share this. There is a concept I teach my students, and I always talk to them about the currency that is not always talked about, the currency of begging. Let me
Mm,
explain. Let me explain. Like Andrew said, let's say, of course, you're starting small, you can't afford some things, right? And you have a friend that has a good space. You can put some of the clothes in your bag, carry your mannequin or whatever, put somewhere, go somewhere, dress it, and you do your videos or whatever content, and you come back. And the kind of content you can do can take you for a week or 2 weeks. You go again. It is investment in knowing that okay, what I need to blow now, I don't have it. How can I go and beg this person? Oh, he has a nice space. She has a nice space. Let me use this to start. Or how can I carve out this corner, paint it properly? See, the problem with Nigerians and Africans is that we don't like investing in the things that will blow us up.
mm.
Some of the places you call that is not too I don't have, is that maybe you just need to change the color to a white paint. You
Change
just
it
need
to
to
white.
script.
It's
You
as
just need to
basic as
script.
that.
Just you just need to script. How much will it cost you to script? How much will it cost you to pay? But you want to use all the money and do something else. Invest in
Mm.
the things that will change how you are seen. Colors matters. Colors matters. Colors matter. It's not see if you're a fashion person, right, you must learn to understand that when people come into your store, your place, how they see that it's just like a barbing salon, right? When we come in, we know that we know why we'll never come back again,
Mm.
right? So you have to some tiny details you must pay attention to how you can just touch it up a bit. That can be your game changing up. That can be your magic. That can be your magic. So it doesn't matter what you don't have. You must ask yourself, how can I create something that can help you to see me big? It can be a small space, just like this is the side. You just paint it white, and that's where you use for all your content. Nobody will know. Nobody will
Awesome.
know.
There's this question that I just want us to respond to briefly.
Yeah.
It says, there's a saying that we should show our humble beginning and behind the scene on social media. What's your take on this? Now, before I let you contribute, what I want to say to this is, you see, excellence doesn't have to be in size. It doesn't have to be big. Something can be very small but very excellent.
Yeah,
So even though you're behind the scene or your little beginning, no matter how small it is, if it is excellent, we will know. And it is only when you appear excellently, even when you're small, that will determine if you appear excellently when you're big. So because it's small doesn't mean it should be done haphazardly, done anyhow. It's a
yeah,
small space right now. It's your humble beginning, but do you keep it neat, right? Do you create content to show the right part? You know, there are, you know, this the issue of branding is about perception. There may be portions of your workspace you don't want to show now, right? Though it's your humble beginning, because of where you are going to, you don't want to reveal that portion right now. Keep the portion you want and build that persona you want, that public persona you want, the perception you want people to have about you. If you are building a local brand, then anything goes. But if you want to build a global brand, you want to build something that you will charge premium for, then there are certain things you must put in place. So even if it's small, it can be excellent. That's what I want to say. If it's small, it can be excellent. It doesn't have to be big. You don't have to have all the gadgets for it to be big. It can be very small but still excellent. I don't know if you want to respond to this question also.
yeah. Me, I have it. I can be very brutal sometimes. But see, until you make it, your failures can be the reason why people will not patronize you.
Hmm.
No, nobody loves you enough to love your failures.
Hmm.
What you call little beginnings, can be the reason why people don't want to patronize you, because you don't want to start your business with pity. Like people should be pity. You don't want to build a business that I can only patronize you because I pity you. I
Hmm.
should patronize you because you are good, not because you told a story that will make us pity you.
Hmm.
This week rain has been falling. Nobody has really called me. Nobody has really. The last person I made dress for, they could not even. You're trying to be pity.
Appear pitiable. Yeah.
Don't tell stories that will make people pity you. Tell people that will make people reward you and know that, this person, you did this. Then when you make it, when you blow up, I think you can now understand that that is when you can now tell the stories of your failures. If you are still rising, guys, I beg you, that failure story is not really necessary yet.
Hmm.
There are a lot of stories you can tell. It must not be your failure story.
Hmm.
It must not be your failure story. It is not. It can only be inspiring when you are successful.
Hmm.
If
So
you're
it's
not
only
successful yet,
relevant. That story is only relevant when you make it big, especially in Nigeria,
yes.
especially in
Imagine
this part of the world we are in.
I
Hmm.
remember when I was still a student, or I remember when I was people will be asking themselves, "Where are you now?" This thing you are saying, I remember when I was. Where are you now?
Hmm.
Because you can be telling story, but what you are complaining about is still where you are right now.
Hmm.
I remember when I used to use this small touchlight phone, but it's still small touchlight phone that you're using. So
Hmm.
what is inspiring about that? When you share that kind of story, we should see you with, like, see your company. I remember when I was in this small kiosk, you are still there. That story, Andrew, will be very inspiring when your office is now very big with different machines. Like we have 50 or 10 machines, five, like a lot of machines. Then that story can be, so you started from there. The picture or video you want to post can now be very inspiring. But if you're
Hmm.
talking about when you are in kiosks and you are still there, can you just allow yourself to grow?
Hmm.
And when you now grow, that story can be very inspiring. Nobody cares about your little beginning if you've not been successful yet.
Hmm.
Is the world we live in. Don't feel bad. Is the world we live in. Don't feel
Hmm.
bad, right? So ask yourself, how can I become successful right now? So don't say,
How?
but become successful. Learn it. Do it.
Hmm.
Because your story can only be inspiring when you become successful. There's some things I'll share now that can only be. I remember this guy now, but now So be successful, and then you can tell your failure stories. I hope this helps too.
In fact, it does a lot. You see, nobody loves you enough. There's something you say nobody loves you enough to associate with your failure.
No,
See, it's actually is a painful truth
it's too
that
painful.
you will feel that okay, people should give me because I don't have right now. I'm the one that actually need it. But in all honesty, people give you when you don't need it. In fact, people pay you pay you more when you don't actually need that
It
much.
is written in the Bible.
Mm,
It's a biblical concept. To him
mm.
that have more, more will be given.
Yes, and to him that does not have, even that which he doesn't have shall be taken from him.
It's
That
biblical.
thing,
You
that
you
principle
can't wish
blows
it
my mind.
away.
That's your I don't have. He says even that one will be taken from you.
Yeah,
So this one you are always appearing needy, right? And you want to build a big brand. You are always appearing needy, right? You cannot build a successful business that way. People will only pity you, only attract sympathizers. People say, hey,
yeah.
yeah, well, he's struggling, sha, the country. But when it comes to building a business, people will not give you their money, their hard-earned money because they pity you. They will give you because they think you are worth it.
In fact, in fact, they'll be afraid that if you are complaining like this, what is the assurance that me too? I'll not complain tomorrow because you're just complaining that you lost money now. So you're saying that if I give you money,
If I give you 10 to make 10 clothes, what's my assurance that you won't run?
imagine you're always complaining on your status or on your timeline that it's been very difficult. Oh my God, how do you meet up with this timeline? Oh my, people will be afraid to give you what their clothes because you're always complaining that you're not able to deliver. So you're giving them reasons to never trust you, and that's it.
There are certain things I'm holding myself not to say on this live, and it's because I don't have I don't have the kind of mind you have. So there's something I want to say, but I'll hold it. You know, there are
Okay.
certain counsel that is usually given indoors, right? Your parents will call you inside and give you those kind of counsel. This is a public session, so there are certain things I will not. Even if I want to say it, I'll try to just make it a bit light so that
Yeah.
it's not just to.
Yeah.
But if I want to tell you the truth, the way it is that you keep attracting poor people, right? Clients who will give you headache, who will give you trouble if you keep looking like the needy. If you keep, and
Yeah.
you see, you have to get comfortable with saying no. When you have
Yeah.
your rates high, you have to get comfortable with saying no when somebody prices you low. That's no, we
In
don't do
fact,
that.
in
And
fact,
it's not
saying no
even
gives you
go
time to
somewhere else.
do other stuff properly. When you say no, it gives you more time to focus on giving real value to other people that have paid you.
Do you know? Let me share this story. I drove one day
Yeah.
to go take the measurement because I'm still active in the industry. Some people don't even think I know I'm active in the industry, right? And that's why what we are building with SoPro is revolutionary because SoPro is not something that is built by techies. It's something that is built
Yeah.
by someone who's been in the industry and
Yeah.
who knows how it works. So
Yeah.
I was recommended, and I went to take the measurement of this particular person. And first of all, the shocker was that the person was shocked that I drove. That's the first thing. Then after
Yeah.
everything, this person began to you see Nigerians just have a way of sizing you. And let me tell you the truth, people size you, whether you like it or not. So after everything, this man, I told him my our rate, and he was like, no, it's too expensive. He called someone in my presence, and the person said he was going to do it lower. And he told me, you see, this person is going to do it lower. Are you willing to take? I said, no, sir, we don't do that here. It's fine. And he was feeling guilty that you drove all the way this point. And I said, no, no problem. And I left. Be comfortable with saying no. That's what I'm trying to say. Be comfortable with saying no. If that is what you think you are worth, then accept it. But if you think you are worth more, then demand for it. If you think you are worth more, demand for it. And make sure you are giving commensurate value. Don't demand for what you are because I see some people demanding something that they don't offer commensurate value. Your clothes, your designs are whack, not well packaged. Your branding is zero. Everything is looking messed up. You don't know how to the basics of the job. this is not a technical class, so I don't want to go technical. But you don't know
Yeah.
how to fix a dress and you are charging premium.
Imagine you
But
are charging premium, like you got a dress from me and you brought it and you're telling me, so sorry, sir, I couldn't put it in a bag.
mm,
I paid how much did I pay you that you couldn't get a bag?
mm,
So people want to earn so much, but they don't want to use the money for the service it's being paid for. And that's the
mm,
problem with a lot of fashion or tailors or people that are in this business. You are paid good money, invest the money in offering the service.
mm.
Don't collect the money and go and eat. Invest the money in offering the service you've been paid for, and you're going to keep climbing the ladder. And that's how it works.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. We've spent over an hour, 40 minutes on this call, and I have a lot more questions to ask, but I think I would just like to stop it here. And
Yeah.
I'll probably just take, if we have any question, you have a question, just drop in the comment. Let's take final question. One last question, then we go. When it comes to niching down, let's say, for example, um, I, I, I am producing for a particular niche because there's so many niche in this industry. You can be making streetwears, you can be making corporate wears, you can be making kaftans, so many niche in this industry. You can even be providing services. For example, SoPro, we are in this niche, but we are providing digital services, right? That's one of the things we are providing. So if the clients I have in that particular niche or that environment cannot afford what I want, should I change the niche? Should I change and go to another niche, or should I keep insisting on people paying me what I want? I don't know if you understand my question. Okay, I think I lost your audio. I can't hear you. Can anybody still hear Joseph? Or is
Sorry.
it just
Can you hear me now?
okay? Yes, I can hear you now.
So I'm saying that what if the person goes into another niche and it's still they're not still able to afford him? What will he now do? You still going into another niche. So the
Mm,
question should be, how can I learn how to sell and attract those that will pay my words? Like I said, storytelling, the kind
mm,
of content and stuff you push out is always, see, we are always unconsciously, and it shouldn't be unconsciously. We should be intentional in educating people on what we do, how we do it, how much we've been paid. Not, you don't need to mention the figures, right? But there's how you tell stories and people know where to place you and how much to pay you. That story has to be very, very, very intentional. I shared a story on Facebook today, for instance. Like, I want to share a post now. Like, I'm really excited because um, this week has really been amazing. I've walked into rooms that I didn't even expect because you know the kind of things that we do now, the quality of people that reach out to us. Last week we had some senators reach out to us, and for the very fact that we're able to deliver excellence and they were able to invite their other friends. Oh, it is so for politicians now. It changes how you're seen. I
mm,
remember the last time that a famous leader, blah blah blah, reached out to me, and you are changing how you are perceived with the kind of stories that you're told. I don't want to brag about this, right? But just last week, I made a suit actually for this person, and he reached out to me and said he wanted 10 more. You write it there, he wanted 10 more, not because of, and the reason was just because of the excellence, the attention to detail of what we made for this person. And it will surprise you. When we did this in like 7 days. What have you done, Andrew? You've been able to tell people that I'm good. We pay attention to detail, but then we also deliver in a very short time, and it will still be excellent just by writing stuff, right? So one of the things we need to learn is it is you are trying to um rewire people on how to see you. There's a movie called Focus. If you see that movie, What it does is there was a man in the movie that was supposed to bet somewhere. He thought that every number he was picking was based on what he wanted to pick. He did that he was configured, like his mind was configured on the things he should even pick. So he
Mm,
was thinking that he was the one that was, other kind of stuff. So one of the things I would like to encourage us is whenever you're showing up and doing the things you do, you must learn to leverage on telling the stories.
mm,
Nobody knows about what you're not talking about. I keep saying it. Nobody knows that you've been paid premium. Nobody knows that you've worked for this person. So all this, I work for celebrities. I don't want to post it. Or I don't want to. That's why you're still where you are. That's why you're still where you are. You must learn to brag about your business, about yourself, about the services that you offer. If you pay attention to details, you must learn to talk about it. Nobody will come and be telling people that this person pays attention to details, so this person is the best in the game. Nobody will do that for you. What does Vicky James does? What does she do? Every time she's doing what she's doing, in fact, she will do the full documentary of the dress. At that level, she's still doing that. She will take picture in case you don't see picture. In case you don't see the video,
you.
there's a picture for you. In case you miss
Mm,
the picture, there's a reel. In case you miss the reel, there's behind the scene of how it was made, so that you know it's me, Vicky James, that did it. So that nobody will come and say they did this. Mm-mm. I did it. There's a proof. There's proof. See the behind the scene. See the picture. See me wearing it. See it in my house. See me giving the client. Nobody believes about what you're talking. Nobody believes all these things you're saying. So your responsibility is every single day. How can I convince people that I'm this good and they should pay me this amount? It is continuous effort. Continuous effort. This week, oh, you can pay me 150K. Next week, oh, I'm not 300K. How can you keep educating? The more you educate, the more they can believe you, the more they can decide to just try you, the more they can decide to come back, the more they can decide to say, oh, I like Joseph and I want to keep making Joseph the person I will always be sewing with and all this kind of stuff. Right. So nobody believes what you're saying, nobody believes that you're good enough. Your responsibility is I'm good at this. I need to convince people. I need to show up. And the only way right now is content. So I need to keep making as many content as possible. What you posted yesterday is yesterday. Tomorrow, what do you want to post to convince people again? Monday, what do you want to post to convince people again? So every day has a different message because you are in a competition with other people that may be better than you. But it is the stories that you're able to tell that can make people to say, okay, I think we can try this person and try him again.
fantastic.
Yeah.
You've done justice to this section. There's this
Thank you.
question someone asked. I know it's very basic, but just straight up in one line,
Yeah.
respond to these questions. For video editing, which app can you recommend? I know that sounds very basic, but some people still struggle with this. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any
There are a lot of
recommendation?
apps. There are a lot of apps, but I think the easiest app that I can recommend for an absolute beginner that would you would move very fast. CapCut,
I was going to
CapCut,
say that.
CapCut, Premiere Pro, CapCut, and another app that people don't pay attention to. Do you know that you can edit videos with Instagram? Like you don't need to leave Instagram. Your reels, you can make it on Instagram and finish everything there. Right, but that's a topic for another day. So CapCut is just your CapCut should come and pay us for marketing them for free. CapCut, Premiere Pro, you know, and I hope that will help. Just CapCut. CapCut should have everything you need to start as a beginner. There are so many apps, but then let's just stick to CapCut for now, so that you can just go there and you can just start today, right now. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much.
You're
One last
welcome.
question in 30 seconds.
Okay.
This is now about SoPro. What do you think
Okay.
about the impact that SoPro is making in the fashion industry and with tailors generally? What
Yeah.
impact do you think we're going to make? Yeah.
I love the fact that we're first of all having this conversation, right? But one of the things I believe is so pro to come up with this initiative first is brilliant, is very beautiful. And I think that what Sopro would do for a lot of fashion entrepreneurs, tailors, and those that are focused in this industry, it will help their business to become more organized. Imagine that somebody comes to you and you have a database of your customers, the measurement and all this kind of stuff. Like, people don't always have to come and be sending you again. They can just maybe log in and just update their current measurement. It's excellent, right? It's leveraging on technology, right? It's just making the business easy. It's making the business easy. And I think that a lot of people that are into this business, it's just something that will just amplify what they're doing, make what they're doing very easy, make customer interaction very easy, make the business very, very easy. So imagine that you had like a software, you had like an app, and it's just your go-to app as a fashionpreneur to interact with your customers very easy, very easily. It's just something that is just simply amazing. And, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you so much, Joe. So you've heard it from Joe. If you are not on our wait list, we're launching soon. If you want to be among the founding tailors to test all features once we launch, then go to www.sopro.app. You find it scrolling on your screen. Go there right now, fill the form, and join our wait list of over 8,000 tailors right now that are on our wait list. And when we launch, you guys are going to be the first partakers of the blessings thereof. And I want to assure you that everything is on course, and we're going to launch. We're even going to launch, I think, sooner than many of you expect. So it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be amazing. And thank you so much, Joe. Someone asked a question, and I'll just respond to that in 30 seconds. Go over this video again. Somebody say, as a beginner, where do I start from? Go over everything we've shared in this video. We already addressed this. Go
So
over
where
from
do I start from? Watch the video from the beginning. It's been
yes,
two
that's
hours telling you where to start from.
as a beginning because we handled how to start as a beginner with branding. Thank you so much, Joe. I want you guys to go to the comment. If you got value for your time, go to the comment and just show me your excitement. Let's see, let's appreciate Joe for this wonderful session. Go to the comment and just somebody say I'm seriously lit up. Please go to the comments and
I'm
let's
glad.
let's share how grateful we are. Let's share how grateful we are. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Joe, I believe you can see their comments. Thank you for all you do.
So
So,
sorry, guys,
ladies
I
and
can't see your
gentlemen,
comment. I'll probably go to the post and just check the screen here. I can't see comment right now. So
okay. So, starting by next week, we're going to have the episode 3 by next week. And guess what? Next week, we're bringing someone, this time around, a female, right? Because I know that a lot of the females will be saying, we've had two guys on the call. So next week, we're going to be bringing a female. And what we're going to be talking about is how to build a tailoring training school, right? How to build a training school for your business so as to free you. Because one of the reasons, for some of you, all the things we've shared, you can't do it all by yourself. You need a tailoring training school, right? You need a school that produces students, that produces skilled laborers for your business. So we're going to be teaching how to set up a fashion school that is profitable and get skilled tailors, skilled laborers for your business and still become profitable and make money from that particular aspect. Because schooling, tailoring school is another revenue generation aspect for your business. You don't want to miss it. The lady we are bringing, she's highly successful in this particular space in the business, in the industry. She has a very vibrant tailoring school that is doing so well, so massive. I've been there myself and it's very, very massive. Don't miss next week's session. By this time next week on Friday, we're going to be having the episode 3 of the Tailor webinar series. Somebody say, how can I join the waiting list? It's scrolling on your screen. Go to www.sopro.app and fill the form. www.sopro.app, fill the form. You will join our wait list. So for next week, you can't afford to miss next week, right? You can't afford to miss next week. It is part of branding your business. Let's show you how to what build a tailoring training school that is profitable. So thank you guys for joining tonight's session. I will see you very, very soon. And that's going to be next week again. Do have a wonderful evening. Ensure you follow us if you don't follow us on any of the social media, whether for those of you watching on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and even TikTok, my TikTok family, ensure you hit the follow button, right? And follow Joseph also. I am Joseph Etim on on Instagram and on TikTok, right? So ensure you follow Joseph, follow him. That he has so much valuable content on his platform that would be of benefit to you. So thank you guys for joining tonight's session. My name remains Andrew Obe, and I will see you guys next week. Do have a pleasant evening. Good night from my end.